Hi and welcome to Let's Start Playing. My name's Henry and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play Turncoats. Turncoats is a game for 2 to 5 players, and players in Turncoats are trying to influence a battle of a war out on the board here. At the start of Turncoats, you're going to set up a map like this one. This is for 2 players. You'll set up 2 red chips in the red region down here, 2 blue chips in the blue region over here, and 2 black chips in the black region over here, and the rest of the regions will get 2 chips at random from a bag. These chips will determine who controls each of the territories, and control at the start of Turncoats is by having the most number of chips in a given territory. So at the start of this game, we've got black only controlling 1 territory, and how many territories you control is tracked along this crown track along here. Black has 1, just this region over here. Blue has 1, just this region here, and red has 2, this region here and this region here. Also at the start of the game of Turncoats, each player is going to draw 8 tokens into their hand. These tokens are the same chips that are on the board here, and these will determine which faction that you wish to win the battles. At the moment I have 3 influence in black, so I may want black to have the majority of control. I have 2 influence in blue and 3 influence in red. And at the end of the game, whoever's got the most influence with the faction with the most territories on the board will be the winner. There are some tie breaks if there are ties at the end of the game, and I'll go into those later in this video. We can see that my opponent also has 8 tokens in their hand here, however we can't see what tokens my opponent has. Whenever you take an action in Turncoats, other than the negotiate action, you're going to be spending one of these chips from your hand and either using it to place it onto the board, place it onto this axe track, or place it onto this flag track here. When you do that, the number of tokens that you have will get reduced. So let's go over the 4 actions that you have in Turncoats. The first action is to recruit, and this action is fairly straightforward. You simply hit the recruit button here, then you select one of your chips in your hand to be placed in one of the territories out on the board. To do this in Board Game Arena, you need to select the coloured area matching the chip you wish to place. So if I wish to place this blue chip into this region here, I would select this tile and this location on that tile. If I wish to add to the strength of the black chip here, I would select on this 2 black chip here, and this will cause this to be a 3, and this will go down to 2, meaning that I've spent one of my black chips onto placing it onto this region here. For this turn, I'm going to place this blue chip out here. And simply by pressing that there, I've added the blue chip to this region. You can see this hasn't influenced the control of this region because black still has more chips than blue does, meaning that they are in control. The next action we have is to battle. And to do a battle, you need to select the chip from your hand that you wish to be the aggressor in the combat. The aggressor in the combat will be able to destroy as many chips as there are unit strength in the same territory. So if I was to do a battle here, this black chip could destroy one other chip in this territory, meaning that this black chip could destroy this blue chip. In order to do that, I would spend this black chip from my hand and place it here on the axe track, changing this 0 into a 1. This is important as this comes into play during the tie breaks for control of regions, which I'll get into in just a moment. If, however, I was to choose to do a battle here using blue, blue could either destroy one of the red chips here or one of the black chips here. They've only got 1 attack because there's only 1 chip here. However, black here could destroy both the blue and the red because they've got 2 attacks and they can target 2 different units if they desire. That's the action I'm going to do, so let's do the battle action. You must choose an attacking tile. So this isn't well worded, but I believe this is you must choose an attacking unit. I'm going to select this one. And then you're going to choose how many of the tokens are removed from the tile. In this case, 1 blue and 1 red, because they're able to attack both, and you must attack as many units as you can if you're able to. So I'm going to remove both of these units from this region, placing one of my black chips into this location here. The next action we have is March, and this March action interacts with this flag track. You'll need to place one of the chips of the units you wish to move around the map onto this flag track here. And to march, you simply select a region which you wish to move units from, and you can only select one type of unit. So I can only select the black units in this region here. If I played a black chip, I can't move both the black and the blue. And I may move units from that region to one other region. So I can move as many as I like. I don't have to move them all. And I can move them only into one region adjacent to the region that I select. I should state that this is a hill in the middle of the map here. So this is impassable terrain and does not count towards the territories. To perform a march, we select an origin tile. We select the chip on the origin tile that we wish to move. So I'm going to select this red chip here. Then I select the destination tile. And that can be either this one or this one in this case. So I'm going to move these two red chips over here into this region. And I can choose how many of them I wish to move. In this case, I'm going to move both of them. And that ties it between black and red. You may notice that black is now in control of 6 regions on the board. This is because when regions are tied, we look to first the axe track to see which faction has the most on the axe track. So because black has more chips on the black track than red, black is now in control of this region. If there's a tie here, we then go to the flag track and see who's got the most. So you can see black is in control of all of these regions that are ties. However, because red and blue both don't have units on the axe track, we then go to the flag track. And because red has 1 on the flag track, they are in control of this, overpowering blue. We can see now that red also has 1 on the axe track, that there's a tie between black and red. So then in any places where these two factions are, we then proceed to the flag track. So suddenly now red is in control of 6 regions because they win all the ties against black. And the last and final action you have is negotiate. And this one doesn't consume one of your tokens from your hand, meaning that you can preserve your strength and influence in the different factions. To negotiate, you click this button and you'll draw 1 chip randomly from a bag, adding it to your strength, and then you'll need to choose one to discard. So this is how you can change your influence between the different factions. And because red is winning now, this red draw is really great for me. I'm going to discard one of my blue chips back into the bag. Now, my opponent doesn't get to see what colored chip I drew. However, it does come up with what colored chip I discarded to them. So they get to see which chip I put back in the bag, but not the chip I drew. So that is all the rules to Turncoats. If 2 players perform the negotiate action in a row, the game will immediately end. At this stage, players will compare the chips in their hand, and whoever has the most of the faction with the most territories controlled will be the winner. If there is a tie, the player who has the least of the losing faction, so the faction in last place, would be deemed the winner. So if we both revealed now and we both had 3 red, we would compare who had the more blue out of both of us. And because I have 0 blue and my opponent may have more blue than that, I would still be the winner. If there's still a tie, so if we both had the same number of red and the same number of blue at this stage, then the player who next would take a turn would be the winner. And that's everything you need to know to play Turncoats. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you really enjoyed this game, I'd recommend some other games that have similar mechanics to it. If you haven't played The King is Dead, please do. This is a fantastic game. And also War of Whispers is another great game that uses a similar system of influencing armies out on the board and manipulating them to suit your own needs. Also with Turncoats, if you haven't seen what the physical copy looks like, please go check that out because it is a beautiful thing. Thanks so much for watching this video. This has been Let's Start Playing.